Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Maria. Today we are making a DIY Dollar Tree mason jar wall lantern. Let's get to it. Okay, so I got these two pieces from the Dollar Tree. I try to check every dollar store near me or around my neighborhood, and they always have something different. N- Not all dollar stores have the same thing. So I found this piece of wood that I didn't see at any of the dollar stores. Now this one is a five, I would say 5 and 1/4, well, 5 and 1/4 width and 7.5 in height, and I would say 3/4 of an inch. Um, but it was a perfect size to put these mason jars on, because I did have the square ones, but they were a little bit thinner and they were square. This is more like a rectangle, which was perfect. So I grabbed these and I use my spade drill bit to drill the holes on there. The size of it will be on the description box below. I got those at Amazon to use with my drill. So I made the mistake of drilling a hole into my other table when I didn't put a piece of wood underneath it, when I did the last video. So I learned to put a piece of wood underneath my wood when I start to drill a hole on it. So that was a lesson learned. So that was a lot easier for me. This is here I'm using the Varathane wood stain um, Golden Oak. It's the lighter one. It's not too light, but I didn't want to use the dark one. I thought the light one would be perfect for this. But I drew the holes on there. I measured the mason jar. I grabbed this rope from the Dollar Tree. They had different ones at the Dollar Tree, but I have this one that I haven't used yet, so I figured it would be perfect for this. So I measured it, I put a knot on the back, and then I measured it, and then I cut two pieces long enough to make a knot on the back. Um, so I used the tape on the one end and the green tape because I wanted to make sure that I can like put it through the hole, and the hole is big enough for this rope because this rope is pretty thick. It's not thin like the other ones that I've used from Dollar Tree. This one is actually really, really thick. So I put the green tape at the end. That would be easier for me to put it through the wood. So what I did was I ended up putting like cutting the rope and then put it in the to the side. I wanted to use the keyhole hooks instead of the D hooks for this. I ended up using this instead of the rope because I know I've seen this done before, but this used is done with the rope and the knot is on the opposite side where the mason jar is. And they use like the pipe. What do you call them? I think you know what I'm talking about. It's those things that you use, the galvanized pipe straps or something. It's a holder. You can hold the pipes, but they use those for that. But I didn't want to use that. Of course, I like to be a little bit different. I wanted to use the rope to hold that in place. Um, and I use these hooks instead of the other ones that I have, the D hooks. But if you're gonna use the same ones, my advice is to make sure that the nail is sticking out a little bit from the wall because the knot is gonna be on the back, so it's gonna bring the wood out a little bit more. So you're gonna need to have that nail sticking out a little bit, that way it can reach the hook. But I feel like this hook is more secure. That's why I wanted to use this one instead of the D hooks. So moving forward, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to leave the lid on there or not. And I end up going without the lid because I didn't want to use the tea lights with this. I wanted to use um, the fairy lights that I had gotten from Amazon. I still have some left over from the 12 pack that I bought during Christmas, and I wanted to use them with this. Then I'm going to add some flowers to it. So I started to put the knot on this one. Like I was debating how I was going to do it, but I figured if I tied them together, it would have been hard to use the hook. So I put the two knots instead. And then any excess, of course, I cut off. And then I do that with both. I do end up using some hot glue gun to make sure that I glue the jar onto the rope. And then I also add some to the knots on the back. So I wanted to make sure that the jar wasn't falling anywhere. Um, but yeah, after I was done with that, I made sure that it was tight and secure, and then I bring out my lights. I unroll them a little bit, and then I put them inside. Each jar, I always test them to make sure that they turn on and stuff. Because sometimes you get stuff from Amazon and it's defective, but this was a 12 pack that I bought from Amazon. But this one, it worked fine. It has 3 settings on it. So I grabbed the hot glue gun because I wanted to glue that little box to the top of the mason jar. That way it'll be easier for me to turn it on and off whenever I want to, because the button is on the side. So I just put like a small dab. It does have like some lines and I didn't want any glue to go inside of it. So I used a small dab of glue just to put it right on top of the mason jar. And then after I'm done doing that, then I move on to cutting my flowers and adding them on there. And then you'll see how that turns out. I didn't use that many flowers. This is some of the flowers that I had already used on my Valentine hearts that I used the flowers on. I didn't want to use the other ones yet because I'm going to make a wreath with the other ones that I will be showing you that next week. So I just used one of each color on this. I didn't use a lot of flowers. I didn't want the stems coming down onto the lights. I don't know, I guess I was being picky, but I didn't cut the stems too long. But after that, I've used this one. This is like a succulent kind of, um, or eucalyptus. I don't know what it's called, but I figured that would look cute on there, and then I put the little flowers. I could have clearly just went with flowers, but I saw that piece and I thought it was cute, and it would be go with it fine. But this completes this craft. If you stayed to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. To the next one. Bye.